The hacking collective Anonymous has made a bold statement disputing the White House's recent claims that the UFO drones observed flying over the United States were all authorized by the Federal Aviation Administration. According to Anonymous, the official explanation does not align with the sequence of events or the government's own contradictory responses. Many have pointed out that if these drones were indeed sanctioned by the Federal Aviation Administration, then why was there confusion and a lack of identification when the drones were first spotted in December? The Federal Aviation Administration itself previously admitted that it did not know what these objects were when reports flooded in from New Jersey and other areas. This inconsistency has led many to suspect that the government is engaging in a deliberate cover-up rather than offering a truthful explanation. One of the biggest contradictions in the official narrative revolves around the New Jersey drone sightings in December. At the time, multiple reports emerged of strange aerial objects hovering over military bases and civilian airspace. Despite growing concerns, the FAA publicly stated that they had no knowledge of what these drones were, where they came from, or who was operating them. Now, in a complete reversal, the White House is claiming that all of these flights were authorized by the Federal Aviation Administration. This raises an obvious question. How can drone flights in December have been officially approved if the Federal Aviation Administration itself did not know what they were at the time? This glaring inconsistency has fueled speculation that the government is trying to retroactively justify the presence of these mysterious objects, possibly to prevent further scrutiny. Adding to the controversy, it has just been reported that F-16 fighter jets were scrambled after drones were detected flying dangerously close to President Trump's plane. This revelation has sent shockwaves through the public because it further undermines the White House's assertion that these drones were officially sanctioned. If the FAA had full knowledge of these drones and their operations, then why would the military need to scramble fighter jets in response to them? Scrambling jets is an emergency measure taken when an unknown aerial threat is detected, not something that would be necessary if the drones were part of an approved government operation. This escalation suggests that even high-level officials do not know what these drones are, raising serious concerns about who or what is operating them. Anonymous has also highlighted the lack of transparency from government agencies regarding these encounters. If these drones were part of a legitimate and authorized operation, then why has no documentation been released proving this authorization? The public has been given no evidence, no flight logs, and no official breakdown of which agencies or organizations are responsible for these craft. Instead, the White House has simply stated that the drones were authorized, expecting the public to accept the explanation without question. This secrecy only deepens suspicion that the true nature of these UFO drones is being hidden from public knowledge. The unexplained capabilities of these drones have also raised further red flags. Witnesses have repeatedly described these objects moving in ways that defy conventional drone technology. They hover motionlessly, accelerate instantly, and sometimes even appear to disrupt nearby electronics. In some cases, drones sent to monitor these objects have been disabled and fallen from the sky, an event captured in at least 2 known videos. If these UFO drones were merely experimental military technology, why are they displaying capabilities far beyond anything currently known to exist in government aircraft? And if they are not part of the US arsenal, then who is operating them? These are questions that remain unanswered. Anonymous has warned that the government's attempt to sweep this issue under the rug may backfire. The public has become more skeptical of official statements, especially as more whistleblowers and independent researchers continue to expose classified programs, unidentified aerial encounters, and unexplained government activities. The contradiction between the White House's new claims and the Federal Aviation Administration's previous confusion has only added fuel to the fire, with more people beginning to suspect that something far more significant is being hidden from view. The fact that these drones were detected near President Trump's plane is particularly alarming. If the government truly knew what these drones were and had full control over them, they would not have triggered a national security response. Scrambling fighter jets is an extreme measure and is only done when there is a serious perceived threat. This strongly indicates that there is a level of uncertainty or concern at the highest levels of government about what these objects are and who controls them. Despite the government's attempt to dismiss these sightings as routine and authorized, Anonymous and other independent investigators are urging greater transparency. If the White House's statement is true, then it should be easy to provide official documentation proving these drones were part of a controlled program. Until this evidence is made public, many will continue to believe that the government is hiding the true nature of these objects. The sudden shift in the official story, combined with the scrambling of military jets, suggests that there is more to this situation than the public is being told. Whether these drones are a highly classified military project, an unknown foreign surveillance program, or something even more extraordinary, one thing is clear: the government's narrative does not add up. Until full transparency is provided, the mystery of the UFO drones over the United States will continue to spark suspicion, debate, and concern. Despite repeated government explanations, many people still believe that the UFO drones seen over the United States remain an unsolved mystery. These objects do not resemble conventional aircraft and appear to lack any visible means of propulsion, defying the standard principles of aerodynamics. Reports from military officials, pilots, and civilians alike suggest that these drones possess advanced capabilities far beyond what is currently known to exist in either US or foreign military arsenals. The inability to explain their origin or technological mechanics has left many wondering whether these UFO drones are extraterrestrial in nature or part of a highly classified government project. The most striking characteristic of these objects is their movement patterns. Unlike traditional drones, which rely on rotor blades, jet engines, or some form of visible thrust system, these UFO drones hover silently, move instantaneously, and can change direction at speeds that defy the laws of physics. Witnesses have described them as orb-like, metallic, and sometimes shifting in shape, which raises even more questions about what kind of propulsion system, if any, they are using. If these were standard drones, they would produce some form of exhaust, noise, or mechanical disruption, yet they appear to glide effortlessly through the sky, seemingly unaffected by gravity or air resistance. Government officials have attempted to dismiss concerns, claiming that these drones are part of authorized research programs or routine surveillance operations. However, this explanation fails to account for the fact that even high-ranking officials within the Federal Aviation Administration and the US military have admitted that they do not know where these objects are coming from. If they were part of a controlled government operation, there would be clear documentation, flight records, and verification of their purpose. The lack of any publicly available information or logical explanation has led many to believe that something highly unusual is happening in US airspace. One of the most compelling aspects of the mystery is the way these objects interact with traditional aircraft. In multiple recorded incidents, fighter jets and surveillance drones have been sent to observe or intercept these UFO drones, only for their own systems to malfunction or be completely disabled. In at least 2 known cases, government drones attempting to get close to these objects were suddenly rendered inoperable and crashed to the ground. If these were simply man-made surveillance devices, they would not possess the capability to disable other aircraft remotely. This suggests that whoever or whatever is controlling these drones has access to technology far beyond current human capabilities. Eyewitness accounts from military personnel have further fueled speculation. Some have reported that these objects have been seen hovering above nuclear facilities, military bases, and even Air Force One. If this were a foreign adversary's technology, it would constitute a severe national security threat. Yet the US government has not taken any significant action to confront or neutralize these craft. This has led many to believe that the government itself may not fully understand what they are dealing with. The fact that fighter jets have been scrambled in response to these objects suggests that even top military officials view them as an active and unpredictable threat. Public skepticism has only grown due to the inconsistent and vague government statements about these UFO drones. The White House recently claimed that all of these drone flights were approved by the Federal Aviation Administration, yet the Federal Aviation Administration itself admitted in December that it did not know what the drones over New Jersey were. This contradiction has led many to believe that the government is either covering up the truth or is just as confused as the general public. If these drones were officially authorized, why was there widespread confusion and alarm when they first appeared? If the FAA was aware of their presence, why were fighter jets scrambled when they were seen near President Trump's plane? Another strange aspect of these sightings is the global nature of similar encounters. While much of the focus has been on the United States, identical UFO drones have been reported in Europe, South America, and Asia. Military personnel in multiple countries have described objects that hover with no visible propulsion, accelerate instantly, and display signs of intelligent control. If this were simply a classified US project, it would not explain why these objects have been seen around the world. This raises the possibility that these drones are being operated by an intelligence far beyond any nation on Earth. The sheer number of reported sightings, the military encounters, and the unexplained technological capabilities all point to the conclusion that these UFO drones remain a mystery. Some believe that the government is withholding information because they do not have an answer, while others speculate that a slow disclosure process is taking place, where the public is gradually being prepared for a major revelation about non-human intelligence. The mainstream media has largely downplayed these encounters, focusing instead on terrestrial explanations that do not fully address the strange behavior of these objects. However, videos, testimonies, and leaked documents continue to emerge, making it harder for officials to dismiss these drones as ordinary aircraft. Many researchers argue that it is only a matter of time before undeniable evidence forces governments around the world to acknowledge that these objects are beyond our current understanding. Whether these UFO drones are the result of advanced technology from a foreign power, a secret military program, or something even more extraordinary, one fact remains clear.